Last time we saw 3 moon missions and 1 mission to Minmus, all of them using the Gemini-ish crew pod. That's all for landing missions for now. But there is one last thing I'd like to do with the Dres spacecraft. In 1975, the United States and Soviet Union launched men into orbit. They met and joined their respective spacecrafts together using a specially designed docking adapter. It was symbolic of détente, a period of the Cold War defined by greater cooperation, and the first step, symbolically, towards what became the International Space Station. So I made a Soyuz, and we're going to do that. Here it is. It can carry 2, even 3 Kerbals, plus cargo, to low orbit for significantly less funds than the Dual 2 launcher. And it's no more or less awkward to fly. It might even be a bit more capable for low orbit operations. We had a good encounter. You can see Soyuz was behind Dres in its orbit. That's okay because the Soyuz is in a lower orbit, therefore it is going faster around the planet and will catch up. I can use a maneuver node to plot exactly where I should boost the orbit to get a close pass, shown by these purple and orange markers. Rendezvous takes practice, but put simply, lower equals faster, higher equals slower. Scrub the node around like this until these close approach markers line up, and at that point lower or raise the orbit to match up. Don't worry too much, KSP is quite forgiving here. Docking also takes practice. There are modded tools to make it easier, but I've had a lot of practice. I use locked camera to keep my view exactly aligned with the spacecraft I am piloting. This makes it easier to match orientation to the target visually. Then, using the target relative navball setting, I keep my direction of travel over the pink target icon, or push around the prograde marker using RCS translation, that's I, J, K and L on the keyboard, to get a better alignment. When you have these 3 indicators aligned, you should get a good attachment. There is a little magnetic force applied by the ports when you are close enough. Anyway, that's an awful lot of explanation to say I docked a Soyuz and Apollo capsule together. The actual Apollo-Soyuz mission did serve a scientific purpose, which you can see me trying to replicate here. The Apollo capsule was used to create an artificial eclipse, so the Russian scientists could study the solar corona. Pretty cool, eh? Here it doesn't serve any particular purpose, but doing this did complete a space station contract for us. Speaking of which, does anyone remember that space station I launched way back in episode 4? Well, I did return those astronauts home, and now it will house both of these crews for a while. During the stint of the last crew, I did some expansion. First moving the solar panel array to the side and replacing that forward docking port with a larger one. On there I attached a cupola and airlock module. Next I launched a utility module of sorts. It's a crew tube with airlock, several docking ports, and space for toolboxes and cargo. You might also notice another spacecraft docked here. This is a Soyuz cargo ship. Basically the same thing, but with the crew pod replaced by a KAS cargo thingy. What's cool about these things is they can survive re-entry, so they can be recovered and reused. I did a few crew rotations, which are pretty simple. Just undock and return with the old crew and send up a new one. Through all that, my solution for supplies was to carry up a load of small canisters in a Soyuz cargo ship and staple them to the outside. It works fine, but is a pain, and we can do much better. There is hydroponic greenhouses, which I have now unlocked. They turn fertilizer and mulch into fresh supplies, and can provide practically unlimited reserves, meaning I need to launch far less resupply missions, as fertilizer lasts much longer than supplies themselves, and mulch is, well, it produces a waste product by Kerbals consuming food. The implications of that rather go beyond the scope of this video. It is helpful to get to grips with this system now, as it will be entirely necessary for survival on long duration missions, like to other planets or future missions to Kerbin's moons. Pay no mind to that other space station floating around nearby. We'll come to that at another time. With our greenhouse module attached, astronaut Olga can buzz around removing all the supply cans stapled to the outside and pack them away in this cargo box, which can be returned to Kerbin. With that done, Kerbin's station is complete, and I shall most likely never mention it again.